All right, so I'll welcome you to Channel 50 or TV 50 Geneseo basketball. I'm here with Kevin Reed, with Pat Mitchell and Keith Kinnett on the camera. Pat, just before tip-offs, what do you think?
Well, after doing a number of football games, this is a different atmosphere. I'm excited for these guys. They had a semi-successful turkey tourney. I know they're playing a real good team from Macomb tonight. They're sitting 4-0 out of the West Central Illinois Conference. So here we go.
All right, Pat. Well, we'll try our best with play-by-play. I don't know if you or I did play-by-play or not. So we have Lewis with the ball. Andrew Cotty's out there. And that's Bristol Lewis again with the ball. Right. The other starters are Mason Lovig, of 23. We have Van der Woestijn, number 44. Oh, got an early foul on Van der Woestijn.
Yep.
Any keys, do you think, Pat, tonight?
My guess, usually what I've learned over the years, that the team that scores the most points has got a good chance of winning. So as far as that goes, we'll see. My first instinct is the big guy can't get in foul trouble. He's going to be, he takes up a lot of space down low.
Number 5 with the basketball. We'll try to help you out with as far as Macomb. Offensive rebound here. Number 1 for Macomb is Connor Watson. Number 22 starter is Caden Mainland. Another shot. Rebound Geneseo. Again, Lewis has it. Pass to Cotty. Over to Pierce. I think one thing that we need to do is, looking at Macomb's results, they don't have very many points with all their victories that they do have. Shot by Mason.
Lovig, a three-pointer from the top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Macomb, right down the court, up and in by number 24, Hayden Case.
A little bit too easy on that one, Pat.
Right. Now, I'll be really interested to see what happens if they get the ball down low to Van der Woestijn. We know Bristol Lewis is a guy who can create his own shot with a little dribble drive, but we'll see what happens with Van der Woestijn down low. Little runner floater by Lovig, no good. Van der Woestijn up and in,
yes,
good.
Yeah. And like you said, I don't think they have anybody that's as tall as Van der Woestijn, so if we can get them the ball, that'd be great down there. Looks like Geneseo in the man-to-man here.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Macomb is just in a motion offense. Ooh, same play.
Nope. Gonna get him for a walk. Okay. Little slide step.
That's how they scored their first points. Exact same play. This time we helped over.
Right. You talked about keys of the game. Turnovers are always a key. You got to get shots. Lovig to Lewis on the wing. Lewis with the little floater, no good. Rebounded by number 1, Connor Watson. Watson brings the ball up the court. Over to Connor Ham. Ham to Caden Mainland. Mainland back to Connor Watson. Mainland with a shot. Three-point attempt, no good. Off of Geneseo on the baseline.
Nice job. So, both players were standing out of bounds over there, and basically the last one who touched it, so good.
All right. Macomb inbounds the ball underneath the basket. Connor Watson, no good from 3. Rebound out to Nathan Van der Woestijn, who outlets to Bristol Lewis, slows it up, getting into offensive set. Over to Anthony Pierce on the wing. Down to Mason Lovig in the corner, back out and around. Bristol Lewis on the left wing. Back out to Anthony Pierce. Nathan Van der Woestijn had his man posted up underneath. Pierce found him just a little bit just a little bit high, but off of Macomb, so Geneseo will get the ball underneath their own basket. And it looks like we've got
It's a mask break,
mask
Pat.
break. Okay.
So it looks like around, to my knowledge, over the Thanksgiving tournament, around 3 minutes, about 4 minute mark, they take a mask break where I think the players can take off their mask. And if you can see, all the players do have a mask on. So that's one thing that they try to give the players a little break. Looks like they can coach during this time.
Right. It's I remember them doing this in the spring as well. Did a couple games with Coach Pettit in the spring, so wasn't totally sure all the rules behind it, but it makes sense. You know, it's difficult wearing these masks and trying to run up and down the court, you know. But so far we got a tie score with 4:18 to go in the first quarter. Geneseo and Macomb tied at 2. I mean, kind of uneventful so far. It's kind of like they're feeling each other out, trying to figure out what they're, you know, what they can and can't do.
Yeah, and if you are listening to us, either turned on the TV or via, I do believe, the radio, you know, sparse crowd. So, you know, I think everybody maybe is a little bit confused on what time. Game did start at 6 o'clock.
Right.
So, as Pat said, you know, we're in the 4 minutes at the first quarter. So, do have time to get here.
Right. No preliminary game.
Yes.
So Geneseo will inbound the ball underneath its own basket. That's Mason Lovig. Bristol Lewis. There's a dribble drive. Dishes back out to Andrew Cotty. Cotty to Pierce. Pierce loses the ball. Cotty gets it right back. Finds Pierce underneath. And left-handed layup good.
And I think, Pat, that's going to be the type of game. Just you know, who can work the hardest tonight is going to probably be the victorious on this game.
Macomb swings it around to the left wing. 3-point attempt by Connor Ham, no good. Rebound, Bristol Lewis stops at the 3, stop and pop, no, in and out. But Randy Woestein with the rebound, back up and good. Puts Geneseo up 6-2. Connor Watson brings the ball up from Macomb. Outlet to Ham to Duncan. Duncan back to Watson. Top of the key, Mainland over to the right wing. Oh, Mainland loses the ball underneath. Oh, got to feed it to the big guy. When the big guy runs the court, you got to give it to him. Back out to Bristol Lewis, and there's your dribble drive, and they're going to call him for a slide, dragging that foot on the layup.
And I think you're right, Pat. I think he drug his foot, so therefore he got the call. So
right. So we'll do our best to kind of keep up with the action. I know for me, Coach Reed, if it goes too fast, I'm just going to be quiet. All right. Back around the top of the key to the left wing. Number 1, that's Connor Watson at the top of the key. Slows things down, wants to get the offense to work from Macomb. Right wing to Mainland. Mainland back across to the left wing. Connor Ham. Watson with the 3-point attempt, no good, but back up. Rebounded by Macomb. Got to make sure we block out.
Yeah.
Rebounded by Macomb, back up and good. Leafs to lead 6-4. 17-16 to go in the first quarter. Cotty on the right wing. Dribbles back to the top of the key. Left wing Mason Lovig to Vandy Woestein, the top of the key. Bristol Lewis on the right wing. Once again, just looking, trying to let the offense flow. Lovig from the corner, inside to Vandy Woestein, up and underneath the basket, good.
Nice move by Vandy Woestein, kind of shielded off the player with the rim.
You betcha. So Macomb will bring the ball up the court, down. Macomb's down 8-4. Right wing, top of the key, dribble drive, and he is fouled. And they're going to call that foul on Andrew Cotty. It'll be his first. Going to be shooting 2. This is Connor Ham from Macomb, senior, at the line. 1:35 to go in the first quarter.
Looks like we have our first subs for Geneseo coming into the game here. We have Tate Hager and Thomas
Henson.
Henson, thank you.
You betcha. First free throw attempt by Connor Ham is no good. Looks like Henson replaces Vandy Woestein and Hager replaces Andrew Cotty.
Looks like the ref is talking to...
we got a young man didn't check in. They're going to, early in the year, looks like they're going to, I don't know if they give him a break or they'll make him sit or, there. Now he's in. Got to check in at the table.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a technical foul, so
you bet. And that's
good thing that's, hopefully maybe that was a good no call and just make sure the kid understands, hey, this is what we need to do.
Second free throw up and good. That's a sophomore. Geneseo leads 8-5. Bristol Lewis brings it up through the middle of the court. Left wing, Mason Lubbock. Top of the key, Thomas Henson. Left wing, Anthony Pierce. Top of the key, Tate Hager swings it around to Mason Lubbock. Lubbock finds Bristol Lewis cutting to the basket through the lane. Layup no good. Macomb with the basketball. Top of the key, drives the middle lane. Layup no good. Rebound by Mason Lubbock. Lubbock brings it up the right side of the court. Cross court to Anthony Pierce to the left wing. Pierce dribbles to the top of the key. Tate Hager swings it around to Mason Lubbock. Back to the top of the key. Bristol Lewis. Bristol Lewis look for a shot, not there, pass it back out. Mason Lubbock up with a three-pointer, no good. Geneseo still leading 8-5 with 37 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Macomb with the ball at the top of the key, that's Connor Watson. They're gonna set up, looks like they're gonna play for the last shot maybe.
About 20 seconds on the clock.
Yep, Connor Watson still dribbling out front. For old timers, they'll Dean Smith, not quite the four-corner offense, but same type of plan. Connor Watson dribbling into the lane, turnaround jumper is good.
3 seconds on the clock.
That cuts Geneseo's lead to 8-7 at the end of one. This TV50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Communications, Turpins of Geneseo, Buzzworks Automotive, Geneseo Fitness, Eric Henderson and Jolene Effnor of Country Financial, Central Bank, Vandemore Funeral Home, Hammond Henry Hospital, Vorak Pharmacy, Brian Garnett of Garnett Asset Management, and Farmers National Bank. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV50 broadcast. Well, we've seen 1 quarter of play here, Coach Reed, and kind of uneventful, little back and forth, kind of feeling each other out. This looks like they're trying to get acclimated to what type of game's going to be played.
Yeah, Pat, as I did some research, I do believe, I don't know if we said this or not, Macomb is 4-0, I do believe. Looks like their totals as far as scoring, they score about 40 to about 50 points a game. So, that's, I think right now it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Most definitely.
I think, like you said, is, both teams are probably 50% of shooting, so I don't know if anybody's really on fire or not.
No, I don't think so. I'd say at this point, the scoring's kind of balanced for the Leafs. With Vandy Woestein, I believe, has the 4 points for the 8. All right, Macomb gets the ball here to start the second half. Dribble to the lane, number 5, that's Connor Ham up and good. Gives Macomb a 9-8 lead here at the start of the second quarter. Anthony Pierce back out to the top to Mason Lubbock. Lubbock to Tate Hager. Bristol Lewis from the top of the key back to Anthony Pierce. Anthony Pierce loses the ball. Macomb comes up with the loose ball. That was number 5, Connor Ham. His layup was up and no good. And a battle for the ball is out of bounds on Macomb. So Geneseo survives the turnover there.
Oh, yes, they did.
Bristol Lewis brings it up, finds Pierce on the wing. Lovick top of the key over to Hager on the left wing.
I was going to ask.
Hager out to Thomas Henson. We're going to get a foul on number 40 from Macomb, Ian Case. He looks kind of tallish. I know how tall Vandy Woestein is, but we don't have heights for the Macomb player. But
well, we'll see right now. Van der Woestein's headed in. We'll see if they maybe switch here.
Oh, yep, they do.
Of course they switch, but then now they substitute out Macomb does. So.
I know Vandy Woestein's about 6'4", pushing 6'5", so that young man looked like he's a good 6'3", 6'4".
Okay.
Inbound to Bristol Lewis in the backcourt. Brings it across. Finds Henson on the wing. Swings it back around to Lovick. Lovick top of the key, Vandy Woestein. I'm sure that's not where they necessarily want him. Probably want him more underneath, but he does find Bristol Lewis, gets the assist. Bristol Lewis up and good. Leafs get back the lead at 10-9.
One thing, Pat, I will say is Macomb, I don't know if the coach talked about this, looked like in the first quarter they were doing a lot of three-point shots, and they were missing.
Right.
But the last couple of times they've been driving it to the middle.
Right.
So I don't think they hit a Van der Woestein.
Right. Lovick inbound pass to Vandy Woestein, or not inbound, but a pass inside to Vandy Woestein, who gets fouled. That foul's on number 5, Connor Ham, his second. Lovick done inbound the pass underneath the basket. Finds Thomas Henson way out to top. Vandy Woestein dribble, bounce pass to Lewis. Lewis to Lovick, Lovick to Hager. Hager on the, back to Lovick. Lovick on the right wing. Gets knocked out of bounds off of Macomb. Leafs lead 10-9 with 6:08 to go here in the second quarter. Lovick once again will inbound underneath his own basket. Finds Bristol Lewis in the corner. Dribbles back to the top of the key and back to Lovick at the middle, at the circle. Henson on the wing, down the corner for Tate Hagar. Dribbles to the lane, tries to work.
Oh, good move.
Finds himself, does a really nice little pivot move.
Yeah, nice up and under, and found himself open.
And Hager gets his first 2 points of the night. Leafs lead 12-9 with 5:43 to go first half. Macomb swings it around to Connor Ham, back over to Hayden Case. Connor Watson dribbles to the lane. Throws out to Connor Ham.
And a block by Mason Lovick.
Right, Mason had him timed up very well. But that is out of bounds on the Leafs. Macomb will inbound on the baseline.
Ooh, good play.
Looks like we had a little missed assignment there. We lost a man, but he missed his layup.
Yeah, that's 3 bunnies that Macomb has missed.
Hager from 3, no good. Right back up the court is Connor Ham from Macomb over to Connor Watson. Watson dribbling on that right wing.
Oh,
that was
too easy.
Too easy. He got himself underneath the basket, and that's 22, Caden Mainland for Macomb. Cuts Geneseo's lead back to 1, 12-11. Tate Hager from the right wing inside to Nate Van der Woestein, and has picked. Macomb bringing it up the court. Watson on the left wing to Hayden Case, over to Ham. Ham shoots a 3, and it is good. 3 from the right wing for Connor Ham.
I do believe that's their first 3 of the night.
I would agree, and that's 14-12 lead for Macomb with 4:05 and counting in the second quarter. Hager from 3, trying to match it. No, it's not there. Macomb with the rebound, bringing it up the court quickly. That's Watson over to Ham. Ham another 3. Well, I think we found Macomb's shooter, that's for sure. So that gives Macomb a 5-point lead with Ham's 3-pointer from the right wing. Bristol Lewis brings it back up. Henson on the wing. Henson back to the top of the key to Hager. Hager to Lovig on the right wing. Henson swings it over to Hager. Lovig finds Vandy Woestein inside and not able to put it up and in. Macomb with the rebound. Right wing to Ham. Ham again. No good. Off rebound by Bristol Lewis. Lewis brings it up in a hurry. Gonna drive to the hole, and he's gonna get fouled.
Yep. Whole bunch of substitution coming in.
And the foul's on the floor, so there's no free throws. Got Anthony Pierce and Andrew Cotty coming back in for the Leafs, replacing Mason Lovig and Tate Hager.
And I think timeout for, again, mask break.
Yeah.
So
it's 3:06 to go here in the second quarter. You know, my first instinct is Geneseo's had most of success by forcing the ball down inside. I'm not, but Macomb's kind of making that tough with their defense.
Yep. And I would say once we do get it into Van Woestein, I think everybody else needs to look to get ready to shoot. That's one thing that we need to do. I don't think we're quite getting ready to shoot. Looks like, I don't know, both teams, Pat, the flow of the game is kind of off. I don't know if it's a Tuesday, 6 o'clock. I know the students are back in school, so I don't know if that's the situation or what's going on there, but it's kind of weird right now.
Honestly, that could have a lot to do with it. I know for the Leafs, this is their first game on a school day.
Okay.
So they've walked the hallways all day, and that takes its toll on the legs a little bit. After playing the games last week where we didn't have school and you can rest during the day, but that definitely could be a factor. So as we get started back here with 3:06 to go in the second quarter, Leafs are down 17-12 to the Macomb Bombers. Leafs on the court right now will have Thomas Henson, Bristol Lewis, Anthony Pierce, Andrew Cotty, and Nathan Vandy Woestein. Leafs will be inbounding the ball.
We need to see if we can get an easy basket here, Pat.
Nice little play off the inbounds. Ooh, almost had a little bobble there. Bristol Lewis going to take and drive through the hoop. Up and just off the rim. He gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and no good, but gets fouled. Those little bunnies just aren't falling for Bristol right now. He's going up. I like what I'm seeing. He's going up hard, and he's going up in traffic a little bit, but they're just not falling.
Yeah, and over the tournament, I do believe he scored. He missed his free throw. I do believe he scored 40 points the first night, then 28, and so I think teams are going to keep their eye on Bristol and kind of make sure they check him where he is.
You bet Word's going to get out, or Word is probably already out, and there's another one that bounces in and out for Lewis. 0 for 2 on that stop at the free throw line. Macomb bringing the ball up. Number 12, that's a new guy, Hunter Wilson. Gets swung across to Watson, left wing. He drives to the basket. No good, but he gets fouled. Blocking foul is going to be called on Andrew Cotty. I believe that's his second.
As they shoot free throws here, Pat, one thing that we need to do for defense, we got to figure out they're setting a pick. So we're going either under it or over it, and we got to figure that out. A lot of times if we go under it, they shoot the three, and then, if we go under it, then, if we go under it, they shoot the three. If they go over, it looks like they drive into the basket on us, so. See, I told you, Pat. People are missing free throws. What's going on here?
Connor Watson 0 for 2 at the free throw line in that stretch. Bristol Lewis bringing back up the court. He's driving. He's dragging that foot again. Another travel call on him. I think he's kind of pressing things right now. He just needs to relax and play his game. Make sure he gets everybody involved. Macomb bringing the ball up court.
Here's
right wing. Yep. Swing it over to the left corner. This is Watson. Watson steps back. behind the three-point line, does not shoot. Passes to the top of the key to Jack Duncan. Duncan back to Mainland. And that was Watson with the three, no good from the left wing. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. There's Bristol Lewis driving to the middle of the lane, up and good, and one. You know, the old saying is shooters got to shoot. You got to just keep shooting and they'll start falling, and when they do, then they go on a little run. I think Bristol's in that mindset right now. Let's keep going with it, and they'll start falling at some point.
This is a good way to get a three-point play here.
Bristol cuts the lead to 2 with 1:51 to go in the second quarter. Leafs down 17-15. Macomb, this is Watson bringing the ball up center court. Out to Duncan. Duncan finds Mainland cutting underneath.
Oh,
and he gets fouled. And I think people are confused of who that foul's on. That's going to be called on Cotty. That's going to be his third. It's going to be his third foul. Looks like they'll send Lubbock in for him.
Mental no pad. I think the Macomb is only 2 of like 8 from the free throw line.
Wow.
So
if that's true, then it's 2 and 9 now.
Yeah.
2 of 9. So both free throws no good for Mainland. Lewis bringing the ball up. Henson from the top of the key. Lewis on the right wing. Back to Lubbock, top of the key. Out to Pierce, right wing. Pierce up and no good. Three-pointer no good. Rebound Duncan for Macomb. Finds his outlet. Number 1, Watson. There's what you were talking about with going underneath the pick, underneath the screen.
I do believe we just got to make sure Ham is at number 5. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and a chance for a three-point play.
All right. Watson with the layup coming across the lane. And one. That foul is going to be on Anthony Pierce, I believe. Did they say 1-4 or 1-5? Nope, 1-5. Henson. Fouls on Thomas Henson, his first. Watson at the line for 1. That's good. Macomb back to its largest lead of 4 points, 19-15. Nope, 5 points, 20-15. That's what I thought. Underneath a minute to play here in the second quarter. Henson on the right wing finds Tate Hager. Hager tries to dribble up through the lane, loses it. Macomb comes up with it. Ham bringing the ball up court for Macomb. He's at the top of the key. It looks like they're going to
play for 1 again,
they're going to
like
play
the last
for 1
quarter.
Again. Yep. And you don't want to foul here, and give them something cheap and easy. But you still want to be somewhat aggressive. Oh, nope, they're going to right up. Yeah. Nice block by Mason Lubbock.
Get out there. Oh.
And up and in for Macomb. 7-point lead, 22-15 with 12 seconds to go in the second quarter. Bristol Lewis with the ball top of the key. Out to Mason Lubbock on the right wing. Back to Lewis. Lewis loses the ball. Macomb, 2 seconds, 1 second. Oh, they're going to give it to him, and it's no good anyway. No. So at halftime, the Macomb Bombers lead the Geneseo Maple Leafs 22-15. This TV50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Communications, Turpins of Geneseo, Buzzworks Automotive, Geneseo Fitness, Eric Henderson and Jolene Effnor of Country Financial, Central Bank, Vandermoor Funeral Home, Hammond Henry Hospital, Vorak Pharmacy, Brian Garnett of Garnett Asset Management, and Farmers National Bank. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV50 broadcast. Welcome back to Geneseo High School. I'm Pat Mitchell along with Kevin Reed, Keith Kendall on the camera, where we're getting ready to start the second half of this game between the Geneseo Maple Leafs and the Macomb Bombers. Non-conference game at that. Geneseo gets the ball to start the second half, down 7, 22-15. Got Mason Lovig at the top of the key. Inside to Nathan Van Der Woestijn, looks back outside to Anthony Pierce. Anthony Pierce draws nothing but iron. Ball bounces out, Macomb with the rebound. Down court right away. Number 24, Hayden Case, up with a little layup, no good. Bristol Lewis quickly down the floor. Layup is no good, but he is fouled. Bristol should get 2 shots from the free throw line. Now we did get word that we've been pronouncing Mason Lovig's name incorrectly. We apologize for that, but hopefully we'll get it right the rest of the way through.
Yeah, Pat, and hopefully we are saying everybody's name correctly as much as possible. So, and back with we do have different players on the field, or floor, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Other than the starters. So maybe we can throw their names out here.
Okay. For Geneseo, we've got Bristol Lewis, number 5, number 23, the aforementioned Mason Lovig. 14, Anthony Pierce, 44, Nathan Van Der Woestijn, and 3, Tate Hager. Macomb with the three-point attempt, no good, but they gather their own rebound. They swing it around to Watson. Watson just inside the three-point line, up and no good. Ball bounces out. Tate Hager comes down with the rebound. Dribbles quickly up the court. Finds Bristol Lewis, top of the key. Back down to Hager in the corner. Bristol back out to Mason Lovig. Lovig to Pierce. Pierce back to Lewis. Finds Lovig on the right wing. Inside to Nathan Van Der Woestijn, who's looking for an open man on the outside. Finds Pierce, who hands it over to Lewis, who swings it over to Hager. Hager to Pierce. Pierce to Lovig at the top of the key. Finds Lewis on the left. Well, Macomb's not really allowing Geneseo to work their way inside. I mean, it's pretty obvious that's what they're trying to do. I mean, we've seen a couple three-point attempts, no good, but it really looks like Geneseo's trying to run their offense into the lane.
Bristol again with some free throws.
That one's no good. Leafs down by 5, 22-17 with 6:16 to go in the third quarter. Lewis up again, and this time good. Cuts the lead to 4. Macomb bring the ball up court. Watson dribble across the half-court line. Watson finds Ham. He was their long-distance shooter in the first half.
Yes, Pat, and I do believe Ham has 11 points, I do believe, so we have to keep our eye on him.
You got it.
Half of their points.
Watson on the wing, back out the top of the key to Mainland. Mainland over to Kerr. Kerr dribbles towards the baseline. Gets stopped there, but he finds Mainland in the lane, open and up for 2. 6-point lead for Macomb. Macomb, or Geneseo quickly up the court. Lovig, after a nice look from Bristol Lewis, up for 2. Cuts the lead back to 4. Macomb, ball across half court, finds Ham from the left wing from the three-point line, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Ham. Geneseo will take the ball, down 4 with 5:17 to go in the third quarter. Lovig inbound pass to Bristol Lewis. Throws across the line to Anthony Pierce. Pierce back to Lovig at the top of the key. Lovig looking down inside, can't find nothing, back out to Bristol Lewis on the right wing. Back to Hager at the top of the key. It gets swung around to Lovig in the corner. Van Der Woestijn loses the ball. Looks like he's getting ready to turn to the basket and got his pocket picked. Macomb with the ball back up the court. Ham at the top of the key. Swings it over to Watson. Top of the key to Kerr, over the right wing to Ham. His shot up and no good. They're going to call the foul on the floor.
Yep, looks like on the floor.
It's going to be on Nathan Van Der Woestijn. I believe his second.
Yeah, Macomb is very patient with their offense. Just, every single time a pick and roll.
Right, and that's another offensive rebound, and those become crucial. Second chance points. Mainland from the three-point line, up and no good. Out of bounds off Hager, be Macomb's ball. Underneath their own basket. Macomb leading 24-20 with 4:20 to go in the third quarter, and this is where they're going to take their mask timeout. So it looks like they just looked for that first time, about halfway through the quarter to do this mass timeout. But yeah, you hit it right. I mean, Macomb very patient, making sure they're getting pretty good open shots. But then they're crashing a number of guys on the offensive board. That in the long run, I know from watching this game, because I've coached it very little, that if they're getting everybody crashed on the offensive board, that should allow for Geneseo to get people on the outlet passes and up the court quickly, like we saw earlier.
Yeah, Pat, and the key is if we can get that rebound, then we can get it out. But the key is that Macomb's trying to do is not let us get it out that fast, and maybe put some pressure on to get that offensive rebound. And Macomb is not a big team, but it looks like they're a scrappy, fast team.
Right. That offensive rebound, you got to make sure you find your man, get a hip on him, get it blocked out.
And the other thing is, as Macomb inbounds ball is with their offense, again, it's a lot of passing than picking for people. And, as far as Geneseo has to talk and communicate of what do you want to do, things like that. So it's a very difficult offense to guard.
Especially on an inbound pass from underneath the basket. Last time Macomb had this situation, they got an easy layup.
Yep, so.
And they're, not totally easy that time, but he was open. Scramble for a loose ball. Anthony Pierce finds Bristol Lewis up the court, and the ball gets knocked out by Macomb. Geneseo's ball underneath their own basket with 4:12 to go here in the third quarter, with the score 24-20 Macomb. Lovig inbounds. Lewis ends up on the floor, looking for a foul, but no call. Put a little more pressure on the top, on the ball right now, looks like. Making sure they're coming out and forcing the Leafs to dribble. A lot of times that could lead to a dribble drive, or maybe find a guy open underneath. Lewis double teamed, he finds Hager. Hager lines up a three-pointer, no good. And Macomb comes down with the rebound. That's Kerr. Kerr to Ham to Malin. Malin all by himself underneath, and Lovig with the foul. He took that swipe, whether he hit him or not, he took a swipe, and a lot of times the official will call that just because of the swipe.
Of the swipe, yep.
They'll assume there was contact, and, but that is, Cotty will replace Hager, and that is Lovig's first foul. Henson replaces Vandy Woestein.
And Pat, it is 3:38, as you said, 26-20 Macomb right now. So
Mainland with the and one bounces in, and Macomb back to its largest lead of 7. Now they're extending their pressure out to half court. Lewis over to Lovig on the left wing, back out to the top of the key to Andrew Cotty. Cotty swings it to the right side for Henson. Henson dribbles into the lane and gets fouled. Foul on number 40, Ian Case. His second. Excuse me, his third. Henson to the line, shooting 2. Chance to cut into the 7-point Bomber lead.
Missed free throw. Pat, I haven't seen this many free throws being missed tonight. Woo. Another one.
Oh, that's a nice effort by Andrew Cotty. Tried to tiptoe that line, that baseline. Couldn't quite get it done. Macomb's ball leading 27-20. Watson will bring it across half-court line. He looks to throw out, he drives the lane, no good. Geneseo with the rebound, quickly up the court.
We have numbers.
There's Bristol Lewis up, no good, but he is fouled and he'll shoot 2. We got all these free throw attempts that we need to start taking advantage of, you know. Down 7. Down 7, they'll sure help cutting into the lead, but I like that. It's like we talked about. You're able to get a rebound and get the ball right back up the court.
Yeah, and Pat, as you mentioned there, they had guys who are actually falling on the ground, so we had the advantage there. So
Lewis first free throw up and good, followed by a second one. That gives Lewis into double digits, his 10th point. Geneseo's down to the Macomb Bombers, 27-22, just under 3 minutes here in the third quarter. Ian Case over to Ham. Ham back around. Ball gets swung around to JT Jeter. He just throws it up into the middle of the lane.
Oh, how is that possible?
And Jack Duncan is there with 4 Leafs around him. Bounces right back up, puts it back in for 2. Back to a 7-point Macomb Bomber lead. Pierce to Henson, the top of the key, swings it to Cotty right wing inside to Bristol Lewis. Works his way with the pivot foot, puts it up, no good, up again, and gets his own rebound and good. That's good work there by Bristol Lewis. Ham from Macomb with the ball to the top of the key. That's Jack Duncan, who dribbles inside the three-point line and back out, where Macomb will call a timeout with 2:01 to go here in the third quarter and a 29-24 lead.
Yeah, Pat, as you know, Macomb calls a timeout. I think they're talking about maybe more take a look at their offense. But one difference, I do believe you take a look at it. I don't believe Macomb has that many turnovers tonight.
You haven't seen a lot. And they've done a decent job a couple times being really bugs. Anytime that ball goes into Vandy Woestein, there'll be a couple guys. He'll end up with 2 or 3 guys swatting at the ball. But Geneseo's lost a number of had a number of turnovers inside the lane. So, yeah, they're quick with their hands. They do a nice job of not fouling. You know, they do have 4 fouls for this half already. Geneseo has 2 team fouls, but nobody is in foul trouble. Closest might be Andrew Cotty with 3. Macomb inbounds the ball to the back court. Watson brings it across the line, finds Ham on the right wing. Gets swung back around to Watson on the left wing. Almost knocked away by Mason Lovig, but the ball ends up out the top of the key to number 23, Lindsey May, for a 3-pointer good. An 8-point lead for Macomb, 32-24. Leafs are going to have to find some offense here, and quickly. Andrew Cotty in the corner. Back out to Anthony Pierce. Pierce dribbles to the lane, up with a floater, and good.
Nice left hand there.
You betcha. Come with the ball across half court. Watson dribbling with some token pressure by Bristol Lewis. Mason Lovig, a little closer pressure.
Pat, I see why I start talking and there keeps on driving in.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I see why now Macomb doesn't score that many points. They take their time with their offense.
Sure, patience.
Yep, and they get good shots also with it.
All right. And I noticed here the second half they've kind of extended their pressure. Ball thrown away. Macomb up with the rebound and layup good. That extends the Macomb lead to 10 points with 30 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Geneseo not going to call a timeout.
With down by 10, I don't think we'll stall for one here.
No, they've got to go get a basket if they can. Anything easy. They don't want to force a shot though. Henson with the 3-pointer, no good. Macomb with the rebound with 6 seconds left. They're just going to take it right to the hoop with Mainland. That's up and left hand is good. Macomb with a 12-point lead as the third quarter runs out. This TV50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Communications, Turpins of Geneseo, Buzzworks Automotive, Geneseo Fitness, Eric Henderson and Jolene Effnor of Country Financial, Central Bank, Vandemore Funeral Home, Hammond Henry Hospital, Vorak Pharmacy, Brian Garnett of Garnett Asset Management, and Farmers National Bank. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV50 broadcast. So that wasn't a really good quarter for the Leafs. Macomb was able to extend their lead to 12 from 7 to 12, 38-26 with 1 quarter left to play. Coach Reed, you're making some pretty good assessments as far as Macomb being patient, but they won't hesitate if they got an open shot.
Oh no, yeah. And unfortunately we were, I think we got it down to 4 points in that quarter. 4 points, and somehow from that point, Macomb has grown the lead here to 12. So we definitely need to, we'll see at mask break. I think that's going to be the key. If we can keep it to, maybe if we can cut it to 8 by mask break, it'll be interesting.
Yep, and then give yourself a shot. You know, I'm really curious. We don't have stats on it. I'm really curious on second chance points.
Oh.
How many offensive rebounds and Macomb able to gather in and then get second chance points off that. Macomb gets the ball to start the 4th quarter. Inbound to Watson to Mainland. Back to Ham, top of the key. Inside to Mainland. Puts a shoulder down, up and in. No good, but a foul is going to be called on Thomas Henson. That's Henson's 2nd foul of the evening. And Mainland for the Bombers will go to shoot 2. He's starting to get his touchdown. You know, he struggled a little bit early, but he's got a really nice, he's a lefty, and he's got a really nice rotation on the ball.
If he makes this free throw, he'll match Ham with high score of 11 points, I do believe.
On the floor for the Leafs now. See there, that's good effort by Anthony Pierce. He's got Hager underneath, up, no.
Oh.
I think Tate would like to have that one back.
Oh
and
yeah,
go up early.
Just got to go up early.
On the floor for the Leafs though are Lewis, Pierce, Vandy Woestein, Cotty, and Hager. Macomb with the ball on the left wing. Top of the key is Ham. Ham over to Watson. Mainland doing a really nice job of using his screens underneath. I think Geneseo got away with one there on the inbound. Pierce on the right wing. Dribbles. Finds Cotty on the left wing. Dribbles to it inside the lane. Back out top to Tate Hager. Anthony Pierce just can't quite get that rhythm. You know, last year he had a lot of success shooting 3. Struggling tonight. And Pierce is going to be called for the foul. I guess I should wait to make sure. Yep. Anthony Pierce with the foul. It'll be his first. Macomb with the opportunity to extend its lead, 15-point lead. First one up and good by Connor Watson.
Looks like Pat, as he ties his shoe. One thing is, you know, we do look tired today. Again, a lot of their offense, you know, we go through the picks and rolls, and we have back cuts and all that stuff. So it is tiring following these guys around and making good defense. So I think in the 4th quarter, that's one thing. We got to buckle down here.
Geneseo down 17 now. Lewis with the ball on the right wing. Hager at the top. Pierce on the right wing. Knocked away by number 20, Nolan Kerr, out of bounds. Leafs retain the basketball. 6:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. Pierce loses the basketball. Ham on a fast break from Macomb. That's good. And kind of a lazy inbound pass. Macomb picks it off. There's your Mainland with that lefty off the board and good. 21-point lead for Macomb, 47-26.
Now, Pat, I said at mask break,
Yeah.
we're going to cut the lead.
That's
Unfortunately,
right.
I don't think we've scored yet.
Hager stuck in the lane. Yep, they're going to get timeout called. The bench gets a timeout call before a 3-second call on the Leafs. And they're going to use
like
a full
timeout
here.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're going the opposite way. We went from down 12 to now down 21. So,
I don't know if it's the student crowd as student section over there, Pat, I think is in all gray tonight.
right. I don't know if it's grout fit night or not. At least that's what I know it is. People wearing grout fits, gray on gray.
Yeah.
Gray tops, gray bottoms.
We need to maybe talk to the student section to see if we can get something maybe more lively for Tuesday night games.
I do have some connections. I do have some connections with that. Although he's got a sore little piggy, on his right hand. So.
Well, with 5:50 left, Pat, again the score: Macomb 47, Geneseo 26.
Getting a nice little spirited talk there, and during that timeout, trying to find some energy, find a little emotion, as opposed to just going through the motion. Hager inbound to Lewis. Lewis across the lane finds Hager open for a three. No good. Vandy Woestijn with the rebound. Pierce at the three-point line dribbles to the middle of the lane and across and up with the left hand. No good. Macomb with the rebound and quickly up the court. And Hager with the foul at the top of the key. That'll be Hager's first personal foul. Macomb will inbound from the baseline. Find Mainland, back out to number 1 Watson for a three, up and no good.
Oh, Pat, another rebound.
Another offensive rebound from Macomb. Finds the cutter to the middle, to the basket. That's Ham. Ham goes up and no good, but he gets fouled. Looks like that foul was on Anthony Pierce. So Ham will shoot 2 free throws for the Macomb Bombers. First one up and good.
Yeah, we'll see with Macomb. Ham, who's shooting free throws right now. Him and Mainland are going back and forth with the highest point total. If he makes it, he'll have 15. No. So they both have 14.
Lovick comes into the game for Pierce. Misses that second free throw. Geneseo gets the rebound, and Bristol Lewis quickly up the court into the lane. He gets fouled on his layup attempt, and he'll shoot 2. At this point, I know you're down 22, and you've got to think in terms of getting yourself back into this ball game. But the other part you got to think about is a little pride. Need to find that energy somehow. I mean, because you're kind of getting blown out on your own home court, and you got to find that leadership.
Looks like we're going to press a little bit here.
Right. Lewis hits 2, cuts the Bomber up, cuts the Bomber lead to 20, and a little miscue on the inbound by Connor Watson, and he knew it. So the Leafs will take over down 20 underneath their underneath their own basket.
I'm not too sure, Pat, if we have hit a three-pointer yet tonight.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to believe
Lovick to the top of the key inside to Vandy Woestijn, no good. Out to Cotty, top of the key, Lewis. Lewis drives and goes up off the backboard for another 2. Now, applying a little pressure there. That's the one thing about the pressure. You got to make sure you get back. Once that ball crosses the half court, you got to make sure you have somebody back. There's the slap again on Lovig. Going to shoot 2. not going straight up. I'm guessing that's what the official sees.
And
You gotta
Mason's
go
saying
straight
he's
up.
blocking them, but yeah, that's one thing about roughing. It's so hard to see. If you did, with that, like you talked about with that swat, did he touch him? Did he not touch him?
Right, but you're giving the official a chance to make a call, as opposed to going straight up. So, anyway, that'll be our mass timeout. We didn't do so good at cutting that 12-point lead at the start of the fourth quarter. Macomb leads 48-30 with 4:40 to go here in the ball game. Geneseo is starting to apply a little more pressure. This timeout is used more of a education type.
Well, yeah, speaking of educations, can you please tell me both these teams, the Maple Leafs, as far as a Maple Leaf, and then the Bombers. So how the heck, within about 30 seconds, how did both these teams get their names?
Well, all these years I've lived in Geneseo, I have no idea how Geneseo got its nickname with the Maple Leafs. I'm assuming just, I can always assume with a lot of the maple trees around and years ago. That's one I'm going to have to look up. You put me on the spot there, Coach Reed.
Sorry, I'm not from Geneseo.
Right, yeah. You Dixon Duke, you.
Yeah.
But the Bombers, I know, has something to do with the military and something to do with an air base or making parts for U.S. bomber planes. Has something to do with that.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can do it again. You can inform me more on what the Maple Leaf, how did we actually get the Maple Leaf?
If I will start research on that. I know who to go to as well. That's Ted McAvoy. Ted McAvoy will have a little insight on where the Maple Leafs got his mascot. 2 free throws good by Ham. Moves the Bomber lead back to 20. Lewis brings it up, gonna drive out to Tate Hager, up with the 3, no good. Really struggling from the 3-point line. Bristol Lewis with a nice rebound. Hager swings across to Cotty. Cotty leaves it for Lewis from the elbow, no good. Left elbow, no good.
And they also do a good job of rebounding on the defensive end also.
Right. That's what we're finding out a little bit. That's one of the things when you apply that pressure. You're leaving a lot of open space. 3-point attempt by Macomb, no good. Macomb with another offensive rebound. Swung across all the way, cross-court pass. Geneseo double teaming the ball.
Yeah.
Not able to get it totally stopped.
And right now, Pat, their coach was giving the fist symbol, so I don't know if they're going to, I guess they are going to shoot.
That's a 3 by Connor Watson is good.
I didn't know if, sorry to interrupt. I didn't know if the fist symbol was, spread them out, which they were spread out.
Right.
Take some time off, but he was wide open, so he's going to shoot it.
It's now a 23-point lead for the Macomb Bombers. Lewis drives the lane up, no good. Tap back up, no good. Macomb quickly down the court. It's Connor Watson up with the floater, good. 55-30. Boy, Lovick's pass is a little short. Bristol made a nice job. Did a nice job of coming up with it. He goes up with the layup, no good. Vandy Woestein up, no good. He gets his own rebound, back up and good. Geneseo applying about a 3/4 court semi-pressure. Trying to double team.
And I don't know if pressing this team is really going to help. Well, it looks like everybody on the team can handle the basketball, dribble the basketball.
I would agree with that. I mean, they seem to be pretty well coached as far as spacing goes, as far as hitting the offensive rebound. We're seeing Zachary Roque make his first appearance in tonight's game for the Leafs, replacing Bristol Lewis. Macomb with the basketball across half court. That's Connor Watson at the top of the key with the ball. They may get, I can't tell if they're going to get Vandy Woestein. Yep, Vandy Woestein with the block. Free throws for Connor Watson and Macomb. Macomb's up 23 with 2:29 to go in the fourth quarter. That's Jacob Harris in the ball game for Nathan Van Der Woestijn. By the way, Roki is a senior and Harris is a junior. Free throw on the one-on-one attempt, no. First free throw, no good. Roki down with the rebound, hands it to Tate Hager, who finds Jacob Harris breaking to the basket, but he can't put it away. Macomb back up the court, being pressured by Tate Hager. Macomb kind of spreading the court. Finds a cutter to the rim. That's number 20, Nolan Kerr for a layup. 55-32, Macomb. Roki at the top of the key. Finds Hager over to Cotty. Cotty dribbles the lane, puts it up and off. Just cannot get anything to fall. Macomb's going to come in with a line change. In fact, they're bringing in 4. I think the Macomb coach saw Geneseo putting in their backups, and he
doing the same thing. Yeah,
recognized it and did the same thing.
Yeah, with a minute 39 left, Macomb is winning 57-32 in the fourth.
I mean, there's no magical cure to cut that lead. But you just tell Geneseo struggled tonight putting that ball in the hoop. A lot of short baskets missed. They weren't hitting from long range early, and when they start going inside, they weren't hitting from short range either. So that's a bad combination.
Yeah. And like you said, I'm trying to think of tonight if we did shoot well, I know we shot 3-pointers, but I don't think we made one.
I don't think we made one. Oh, they inbound the ball before Geneseo's ready. All right, Macomb bring the ball across the court. That's Hunter Wilson, number 12, over to number 10. Number 10, Steven Stufflebeam, and he hits a 3, fresh off the bench.
Oh, looks like Geneseo has some more players in also.
We do. That's Easton Smith. We got the aforementioned Roki, who finds Jacob Harris underneath. Nothing doing there. I see Max Biddle, number 20's out there, along with Tate Hager. Underneath 1 minute to go in the ball game. That's Easton Smith with the basketball over to Max Biddle. Max looking for a cutter, nothing there. Finds Roki on the right wing. Into Easton Smith. Couple dribbles towards the basket. Up, no good. Rebound Macomb. That's Ian Case from Macomb. Macomb just content just to take the wind out of the ball. Just make sure they make good passes. I don't know, they work down in for a shot for number 40, the sophomore Ian Case, and he's up and good. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 5 seconds. Easton Smith's gonna take about let's see, what's that, about a 35-footer? 30-footer, no good. And kind of a disappointing night for the Maple Leafs, but Macomb stays undefeated at 5-0. Last words here, Coach Reed?
Well, Pat, it was fun to go to, do the game with you. Unfortunately, the score was not well for Geneseo tonight. On a Tuesday night, but we can come back strong here to learn some things and try to figure out some. And like I said, didn't see any 3-pointers tonight made, just kind of a gray, or what'd you call that night with the student section?
A grout fit night.
Grout fit night.
Gray on gray.
All right.
All right. So for Kevin Reed and Mr. Kinnett over there on the camera, I'm Pat Mitchell. Leafs losers tonight here on their home court. And we'll say goodbye to everyone.